Yes, it's the case that we are finally live and we are finally going to be seeing a little bit of G2 taking on North. I'm not entirely sure if you can hear what I'm saying, but this is the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And of course, we've had play here the entire time, but now we brought in an extra simple person, an extra simp at that. His name is Pimp. How's it going, Jacob? It's been quite some time. I think even since yesterday, huh?
Yeah, since yesterday. I'm absolutely fantastic, Trace. How are you doing?
Not bad, you know. Actually, I think it was the day before. I just completely forgot yesterday. My goodness. Yeah, you know, we're keeping the show going. We're keeping the strong vibes going. But of course, strong only has so many limits, and we do know that North are coming into this game, into this best of three, with something going on in the camp. Can you give us a little update there, Jacob? I mean, you are the resident Dane.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very turbulent time for North, I guess, as it's been the past 3 years for that organization. It doesn't really seem like they find their footing. Jumpy playing as a coach throughout the road to Rio was actually a surprise to me. I think he did fairly well. I think the rest of the team handled that situation pretty well. Now that Cabby is out of the picture, we know he's dealing with some illness. They brought in this new kid who is a name that we in Denmark, we know who he is. We know that he has potential, but we don't really know how good he can be. So I think this will be his first real big test against some of the big names in Counter-Strike. So I'm personally looking very much forward to see how he's personally going to do, and also how North is going to try to adopt him into their playstyle, right? It has been a team that the past 2 years, 3 years, it has been it's been a disaster for that lineup. So hopefully they're going to find some success now.
Yeah, and the worst disaster just doesn't really roll off the tongs too well, does it, Blair? Would you agree with his statement?
I agree. I feel Jumpy really did a great job, right, with the way he was playing as a stand-in. He held his own as a player on his own. And of course, bear in mind, they did manage to beat G2 in the best of three they faced off against. Like he's mentioned, Pim, I really haven't had a chance to watch Christoph play. I think he has done pretty well in some of the lower tiers of, like, you know, Danish Counter-Strike. But this is a real test for the guy, for the kid. He's just 18 years of age and now getting called to play for an org like North, who, yes, like you said, have had a rough time, but they still are a force to be reckoned with. And unfortunately, I don't think they've had enough time to really, you know, work around him or fit him in. So this is going to be trial by fire. And to be very honest, I'm not going to be putting too much of faith in them performing to the level they did in Road to Rio, at least today.
So the stonks is what we're looking at. Is that right, Jake?
Pretty down.
Stonks
pretty down
in North. They're not all the way. Oh, excuse me. They're not all the way turned up.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I think North, though, and MSL in particular, the way he's in-game leading, right, always is whenever they face disaster, whenever they face backs against the wall, I think MSL is a guy that normally finds that extra gear somehow. They did it against G2 in the game that Blur talked about. Nobody, you know, gave them any chances of winning that one. So the fact that they have, you know, that drive in them in order to prove the world that they can still play Counter-Strike at a relatively high level, I think is going to be what's going to be the big driving force today for North. But apart from that, I agree with Blur. I don't see them having too many chances against the G2 lineup, who's been looking okay without being too impressive as of late.
Well, I mean, you know, they've done a few things, of course. They found a little bit of success. Isn't that right, Blair?
Yeah, not bad. I mean, I think everyone's looking to forget their performance in the grand finals there against Astralis just a couple of days back. And I don't think you can read too much into that, right? They didn't really show up. So they're here definitely looking for some, trying to redeem themselves and also get a little bit of revenge as well. That was a game against North they should have won with their eyes closed. They allowed North to grind back. I think they lost in Vertigo, a map they were supposed to win on. Actually, no, they won Vertigo, but then lost on Dust 2. And in Nuke, they allowed North to kind of grind back into the game and take that win away. So they're going to be looking to win this. And to be very honest, as long as they stick to the game plan and nothing really goes wrong, just play at their normal level, they should have this one in the back, because I don't think North are going to be ready, considering, like I said, they slotted a new player in. Jumpy, even though he was a stand-in, bear in mind, he was a coach. He knew the system already. He knew where he's going to be fitting in. And Christoph is just he's very green. I don't think he's going to be ready yet for today.
Do you think it is a little nerve-wracking, Jacob, when we look at a lineup like North, you say you are Crystal, you come into the server and you're like, oh my God, I'm playing against Kenny S and these guys, Jesus, Murphy almighty, what am I going to do against Nico's cousin? It's going to be insane. How much pressure goes into that if you are Crystal?
Of course, there's a lot of pressure on this young man's shoulder, but just having the mindset you described right there is not going to help him at all. So I hope that the North camp, the managers and the more experienced players of that lineup have told them to just rule out all of that. You know, just focus on your game, focus on what you do well, and then do as good as you can. I mean, he's a player that, let's be honest, we don't really expect him to be the next Kirby. We don't expect him to be the next AC. We don't really expect him to be the next Danish superstar. He's a decent player who's shown that he has a relatively high level among some of the tier 2, tier 3 3 Danish Counter-Strike teams. But to go from there to all the way up and face Kenny, as you said, face Hunter's cousin and whatever you call him, it's a different level of Counter-Strike. So I don't think we're going to see it from him today. I think he'll do okay. I think he'll have to do fine if they want to make it competitive. But being him as a person right now, I just hope that he walks in there and he enjoys it as much as he can. It's a great experience, and who knows for how long he's going to be playing. You know, Cap, we may be ready in a month or two. So it's about sucking out all the experience you can and just do as good as you can.
And who knows, maybe Astralis churn out a few and send a few wayward. Now, what we are going to do is learn a little bit more about the north side of things and what's going on in their camp. Check it out.
Yeah, so going up against G2, I think it's pretty tough to say if G2 or us has the better individual or team play. I think we're a strong team playing team, while G2 they have really strong individuals. I would say they can really pop off when they are on track, but they have also been struggling a bit in these online games, I think. So yeah, it's hard to say who's the stronger individually.
How do you take them, Gabe? This is looking quite good for Copenhagen.
Think on the Kirby AC faults. Okay, this is becoming way too costly.
So I wouldn't say our form on is affected by the online play. I think it's just our form in general has been a bit shaky. But yeah, of course, I would love to play on LAN instead of online. I think the atmosphere is different, and it just gives you a bit of a more rush when you play on LAN.
Refresh as the headshot. What a round!
But yeah, right now we've practiced as much as possible with Christo, our new fifth right now. So yeah, we're just hoping for the best against G2 and the upcoming matches.
Well, hope for the best for G2 as you will. However, I think it's already in their pocket. Now we can begin to take a look a little bit further, a little bit more in depth as to what exactly is going to be going on in the server. Again, a best of 3 in one of the opening matches here. So a lot of things riding on this, but honestly, when you look at it, it's already going to be tough enough for a young man named Christo. It's going to be tough enough for a side of North who are playing A with a stand-in and B against a G2 that are looking for revenge from yesterday. Day before yesterday.
Yeah, I just want to point out as well, we talk about Crystal a lot, but the really cool thing about North is the fact that everyone else has really stepped up. If you look at Gade, AZ, even MSL, they've really stepped up to the plate considering the star player's not there. For G2 though, Trace, I mean, it's business as usual, as you can clearly see over there. I think they were very disappointed with a couple of the performances so far, but just looking at it from man, the way they've been playing, at least when they are playing at the level we expect from them, they should still have a very comfortable time here today.
I actually very much disagree with what you said right there. I think Gade, as of recently, has been a big disappointment to me in North. I think he was supposed to be the guy that was now freed up from the in-game leading role. He was supposed to have a lot of freedom to do well. He hasn't been looking good at all the past 2 games.
Gade struggled.
Yeah, he's been struggling big time. As for G2, I know we're complimenting, right? We're saying that they're winning the games. They went all the way to the final in Road to Rio, which in itself, of course, is a great result for them. But the way they got there, I wasn't really impressed, right? They won 2-1 against Heractis. They won 2-1 against Vitality, 2-1 against FaZe. They lost to North. There was some very sloppy games, and then the final against Astralis wasn't even a game, right? So I think as of lately, G2 have been looking okay without been looking stellar by any means, right? I think it's a team that is stagnated in the progress, and to me, that's a big concern, because I thought G2 was going to be one of those lineups that could really go all the way and potentially push for the #1 spot in the world. And as they're playing right now, I don't see a G2 being a top 1 or top 2 contender. And to me, that's a problem.
Yeah, it could very well be a problem, but we want to talk about G2. I want to talk about G2. I'm sure that all of you at home want to talk about G2. So let's just do that. But first, we're going to let them do the talking.
So in the opening match, we play against North. It's going to be an interesting matchup since they're playing with a new player, Christo, I believe it is. Last time we played them, they played with the coach, Jumpy, and we lost. So I don't believe we can do worse than we did before. It's going to be an interesting match for sure, and I'm actually happy to play them again.
Backing alongside now. He's going to have to come huge. Actually gets himself huge. Swings out.
Yeah, there's definitely been a few blunders, not just by us, but I think all the teams. The transition hasn't been easy. I think we've adjusted pretty well, and we've shown that we can fight against the top teams even online. I'm pretty sure all the other teams will adjust as well. The scene will go back to how it's supposed to be, just online. I don't think it's so much about the individual skill in this matchup. I think we just have to be stronger at the fundamentals and doing the simple things right, just like being better in this aspect of the game. And I'm pretty sure it will be a comfortable game if we can just, just like not show up individually, but turn our brain on and actually do things properly and play together. We shouldn't have big issues.
Well, what was I thinking? And when we talk about issues, certainly there's a few to go over right there, and they've already gotten over many of them in the side of G2, especially when you think about just how once it was a bit of a language barrier, now it's in game, and then you combine the two, and then you end up with a result that is G2 now, who have worked their way back from that sort of low, if you will.
Yeah, and I like what he said there. It's like they want to turn their brains on. I agree with that. They have the firepower. They have everything else working their way. They have Malik, who's a very good coach, in my opinion. And I think they have all the right elements in place. But it's for some reason, at certain moments, it feels like, I don't know, is it emotions? Is it something not clicking? I remember the HLTV confirmed one of the videos they made where it was Malik talking about how when the pressure really mounts up, that's when the comms really break down. Because bear in mind, he's still talking about 3 French players who have been used to playing high levels Counter-Strike, only speaking French. And when things are going great, it's going phenomenal. But once the pressure is on, that's when the comms break down. And Malik mentioned that has been a problem. And maybe that is a problem even now, considering they're also playing online. They're not, all sitting in the same place on LAN.
Yeah, and that's going to have some sort of play into it. And I think also the maps that these teams are good on. You guys know that we're going to talk about map videos. You know this is a best of 3, so we need to actually discuss and kind of even discover what those maps are going to be. Out of the 3 maps, we're going to play them out right in front of you. Jacob, what are you thinking?
I mean, last time we saw them play, I believe it was Nuke, Dust 2, and Vertigo, and I would assume we're going to see some of the same maps in here, right? Is that in... It's super low. I need to load it up. Vertigo, Inferno, and Dust 2, yeah. So Vertigo makes sense from the perspective of the North. I think that's the one map that they've been trying to really main out and say to the rest of the world, this is going to be our main map. This is going to be our main focus. Again, I haven't really been impressed with them as of lately in terms of the performances they've had on a map like Vertigo. I think it's 2 days ago they lost to Godsend 16-8 or something like that. Yeah. Wasn't even competitive. Watched the game. So I think North is trying to grasp for a straw right here. They don't really have a map to go to against a team like G2, so Vertigo is the best chance. Whereas for G2, picking into Inferno makes sense. Dust 2, great decider. It's been a little bit of critique of G2 as of lately on the map of Dust 2, which I totally understand, but that being said, though, it used to be potentially the best team in the world on Dust 2, so I think G2 is still relatively happy with this veto.
And yeah, of course you're happy with this veto if you've just witnessed Astralis dismantle G2 on Vertigo. I mean, we're talking about a T side that was flatter than your Monster Energy that was left out in the sun for a multitude of days, which you shouldn't be doing anyway in the first place. But I think you get what I'm saying, right? You understand, Bled? Do you get it?
Do you like doing that? Like keeping monsters out for a while? No. No
Keep
one
all
likes
my
that.
monsters in the closet where they belong.
There we go. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like G2's... I'm actually happy that to go for the Dust 2 pick. At this point, it's becoming a meme, right? It's a Twitter meme. It's literally... Their social media structure revolves around the fact they go for the Dust 2 pick first. But they're still going to be happy. I still feel like they have the right elements. I don't know what goes wrong. It's very hard to really place a finger on that. The nuke ban coming out from G2 is a little interesting. I thought they'd be very comfortable playing on that, but they're still okay with going all the way to Dust 2. Now, Inferno. I feel like if North play the cards right, if they manage to slot Christo in a good spot there, I feel like Inferno could be a little bit more of a closer affair than what we could potentially expect from. I think G2 picking Inferno makes it a little bit more competitive. Otherwise, I feel like G2 is just going to run away with this.
And I know that you two are smart. You're very smart gentlemen.
Are we?
Obviously, like your brains combined could actually... I guess make the sum of the intelligence that the next group of people that I have to ask to participate are. I mean, just your brains combined, though. That's the only way we could ever match the intelligence that is Twitch chat. Now, go ahead and get your votes in. You already know the routine. We already asked you to do this once, so we're going to ask you to do it again and again and again and again. And in the meantime, that's going to be hashtag G2 or hashtag NRTH, not to be confused with North. That's NRTH. So spam away, Twitch chat. Let's see what you got. In the meantime, while we are tallying up all of these votes, we're going to have to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're pretty much going to jump right into the game. So make sure you don't move a muscle. We'll be right back with the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Welcome back, everybody. It's finally that time that we put it all to a close here. Actually, we just get it started. We start to crank this thing up for North versus G2 right here for the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And I want to invite all of you to join us along on this little journey, as I've invited along two of my hobbits in both Pimp and Bled. And they're not alone. I'm going to be introducing two more hobbits outside of that a little bit later on, a little bit more convincing accents to them. Now, guys, we're ready to jump into this one. I've asked pretty much the entire Twitch chat to just spam everything that they can, to include a couple of emotes, maybe a Bible thump here and there for our feelings and emotions. But for you guys, your feelings and emotions don't matter as much. So who do you have winning this one?
Okay, look at those. I'm gonna go the way of G2. I'm not gonna be the Dane in the house here. I think they, as long as they play to their usual standards, they should have this one in the back. North with a new player slotting in. I don't think they're gonna perform here. It might get close, especially on their map pick, but apart from that, it should be G2 all the way.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw in a curveball here just to get it all started. You know, it's gonna be 12 days of constant broadcast. North is gonna win this one. They're gonna win it 2-0 because G2 is not looking good at the moment, and the new boy in Christo, he's gonna smash him out of the show.
Okay.
So we've got, yeah, and I guess you could back that up a little bit, because what you have left us here is who in the F is Christo. So once again, can you re-enlighten our fans at home?
Yeah, he's the new boy, Trace. That's all you need to know. He's the new boy.
He's a new boy.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Let's go.
Well, I'm convinced. Thank you so much for that, Jacob. Now, if you weren't convinced of the fact that G2 can lose to a coach, I invite you to go back and check out a Summit vibe not too long ago, where the vibe was certainly not there that they were enjoying. G2 have a way of losing sometimes so spectacularly that it is actually shocking, and people around the world stop what they're doing. Things get dropped on the ground, and they all just focus their attention on why it is that G2 sometimes can't close out games. Do we have any idea why it is that G2 sometimes struggle?
I mean, I think it comes down to the communication a lot of the time. I think the team right now is, you know, despite it being together for such a long time, they're still trying to gel together. They're still trying to work on the communication and all that kind of stuff. You want to say something, Trace?
Yeah, I do want to say something. I got to get you out of here. I've got to get us into the game. Analysts stop talk. Casters start talk. That's going to be Harry and Hugo Byron. Yes, they have the same last name. And yes, they are very, very intimately related. Take it over, guys.
Whoa.
Wow, Trace.
Wait,
that's quite the statement to be making, my friend. Yeah, Hugo, we got a great game on our hands. North taking on G2, and I cannot wait to get this best of 3 started.
Yeah, I mean, G2, right, this is a matchup we've had recently, and one that North won with a coach as well, just to add fuel to the fire, add memes to the meme bucket. I don't know. Right now, North, yeah, Pimp's predicting them. All eyes are on this team. They've got Christo back in the roster. The Danes have been making quite some changes today, right? We're looking at Yugi and Astralis earlier taking a victory. Well, North are looking to replicate that as well, but they've got to take on the Frenchmen of G2 with a couple more Eastern players in the mix. We've got Nexa and Hunter as well, of course. G2, CT side start on Vertigo. We're going to see what they can bring to the table on North's pick. This is a very comfortable map for G2, despite North going for the choice of it. And so I don't think that should be holding them back in this series. It's going to be a fast play from North on the T side as they try and get up towards A. Hunter and Jax here to wait.
Yeah, bomb plant's already coming on in. A double flank on round, actually triple from this A ramp position. The bomb plant was denied as well because of those nades. And so that's bought even more time for this flank to find effect. But if you've blinked, you've missed it. AZ has already dealt with these players wrapping round. And now Hunter and Jax will close the distance to get into this bomb site. Jax with an opener, and now looking to close the gap. Hunter alongside him. They spot one of the ramp players. It's AZ and Christo finding the round there for North. The pistol goes their way, and they're going to go 1-0 up in this series. Looking to get off to a good T-side start here on Vertigo.
Yeah, I love that call from G2, right? You know, how common T rushes on the ramp on a pistol round are. G2 just set up passive, set up a retake, and have a quick flank. They rush 3 players on middle and immediately come in on the back line, although AZ really puts a stop to it. Flashes up towards A. They're still pushing the perimeter here. Amanek's going to try and take a fight with a 5-7, returns a kill, and does get the chance to get back into the site safely. So an advantage here for G2 in a low economy round. Only 1 rifle left in the hands of North, at least currently, so that's a bit of a problem. The North want to look elsewhere. Do they want to peel away from this A site? Right now, they're 4 in the forklift room, just holding. G2 are deciding to rotate players off because things have gone quiet towards A. They don't want to have North walking into a B bomb site that's empty. That being said, it is still empty. They're going in on a mid flank. 3 players pushed to the top side. It's a weird round for G2. North looking like they're just going to commit late A, but here's that flank, here's that backline play for G2. They timed it to perfection. Christo, he's going to check it again though. Jax is ready for the re-peek, hits him with a D. 5 on 3 right now. G2 in control, but North still have the guns and are heading up towards A.
Yeah, but as they go towards this A bomb site, they are towing the line between this heavy stack that G2 have here. They might make the right decision. They try and go back. Gay gets spotted and dealt with, and now for AZ and Cajun. I mean, if you're these two, you're already anticipating this site is going to be stacked, and they're not even able to deal with Hunter. How is he still alive? How is he still causing problems? AZ, 99 problems, and Hunter is just the beginning of them. Jax comes around from behind. And that there is G2 stealing that round away from North with the force buy. Is this going to start the force buy wars? Certainly feels like it with no bomb plant found in that round. So it will be pistols out for the North side. But this force buy pales in comparison to that of G2's in the one prior.
Yeah, North were just crunched in that round, right? They didn't have any real estate, any map control. They could barely get out of forklift as G2 pushed ladder, and I like that CT confidence. I love the aggression. If we see more of that from G2, North are going to have to be very slow in some of these round starters because that mid position is so good at coming in on flanks. Get all that information. And considering how you're typically going to be seeing a lot of retakes on a map like Vertigo, that's why those flanks are great. Amanek running back, he's been heard. It's all a bait though, because Hunter, he's sitting here on the sandbags. They're not even going to consider it because they heard Amanek run away. Next to dropping B players, has another one coming towards him, and that's going to be an easy job. Now, AZ giving away his position, should be Hunter swinging. Oh, is he going to go for a knife? Right now, he's looking for a second kill at bare minimum, but he won't be able to see MSL, who is already up and past short. Amanek now faking it, going back in, gets the info, and this should even be the round for G2, even if MSL gets a kill, not a worry. Hunter finds a double, and that's going to be G2 taking the lead nice and early on.
It's a curious move for North, right? You know, removing Jumpy when you think about the fact that he was the key to success versus G2. You know, coaches seems like the way to defeat this team.
Yeah, definitely. It's a kryptonite.
But I'm excited to see what Christo can bring to the server. We're not really going to get a good look into it in this round, as it should just be the mop-up. And here is the mop-up. We were just a part of it. Thank you all for coming. Bit of spring cleaning here for G2.
Get rid of some of the dust on the mantelpiece. Give it a shake outside.
Shake the mantelpiece outside, yeah.
That will get rid of all dust.
That is the tried and tested method.
3-1 here. G2 holding a nice little lead, but North are going to try and come back in with guns. They've got a full rifle round in number 5. Set up towards A again. Cajun throwing the flashes, and we've got a fast approach here from North. They're going to get a bit of fight back from G2, though, and pushing through the smoke, not to his best effort. Zamanek, he gets taken down. Resmoke does come into this position, but it's all a little too late. MSL, he's found another in the smoke, and he's going to kill him as well. Jax will get the trade eventually, but it comes at a cost. A 2-1 favor for North in this round. Jax does get out with the AK though, and we still have an open play, so G2 not out of this one just yet, and North have crawled away from A. G2 actually leaving the B site open. Nex is checking middle, but he will reroute, he will reconsider. Cajun, this is actually the G2 molly going in towards middle. And we're going to be seeing North execute onto this site. 2 players here for G2. This rotate was perfectly timed. Jax and Nex are both fully white though, and no one can help save Jax at the site. Nex can try and trade, but it's all a little too late. A 1-on-3 now left for Kenny with the AWP. It may be his birthday, but well, he's not blowing out any candles on this B bomb site. That bomb is looking like it's going to explode, and there's nothing he can do about it. Can we all get a happy birthday, Kenny, in the chat?
Let's do it.
Got to pour one out for this man.
Am I logged in? No, I can't actually. Oh, that's a shame.
Damn, you have to do your job.
I would have started it. You know, yeah. I could have been the first. I could have beaten everyone to it because we don't have the delay. That's the 200 IQ move right there. Kenny, gonna get away with this AWP at the very, very least. Terrorists win. And, you know, on this birthday, he's not given anything new. Instead, he's appreciating what he already had, and that is the AWP in this round. He's able to keep that forward into the next. This was a sick little B play here from North. They're able to get up close and personal. AZ really putting on a bit of a tear here to kickstart this series. And that always excites me. I like it when AZ's looking good in this server. It just feels right. And here's Hunter with a bit of ramp aggression. Flashes himself in. There is a man close on the other side of the smoke, but it's actually going to be MSL to open this round up. Man advantage taken for North early on. And G2 now going to have to fight their way back into this one, a man down.
This little grenade from Amanek does do a boatload of damage to MSL, but right now AZ's going to get flashed out from the short side. G2 weren't even considering a man could have gone up behind the scaffolding, and they did. Ooh, Cajun holding for a mid push. He will miss the timing. Jack smokes off the choke, and Cajun hangs on. No rush here for North. They have a 5-on-3, so things are certainly in their favor. They're waiting to see if G2 bring aggression or make any mistakes. Next, oh, he doesn't realize, but MSL and Co are so pushed up on this short side, he needs to have his gun out. Smoke will land. And there's the entry from AZ. He finds his second of the round. Kenny could cross behind the sandbags, but he knows a fight will present itself before that point. He gets a shot off, not connecting. AZ tries to chase him back. Nexa pushed up on the short side. You'll see that bomb is rotating B. North are just trying to keep G2 here, and they're doing a great job of it as Christo clears the site. Nexa and Kenny really trying to get away with this kill. That's a missed shot, but Nexa does respond with a frag, and I think they've realized at this point the round's lost. The backstab is here. Cajun's ready to cut off the rotation, and the bomb is planted on B.
No choice but to try and save again. And Nexa, his woes were just beginning. Kenny now in the firing line, and there's a reason they call it that. It's a line in which the bullets are fired. AZ able to put up 4 in that round there, continuing to look good. 150 ADR almost. And a very, very early tac pause called in for G2. They want to try and get ahead of this early. You want to try and slow North down as much as you can. One thing I will say, right, like you think about the rate at which it looked like North were able to accommodate Jumpy within this squad when they were using him as a stand-in. I think that's going to bode well for someone like Christo. You know, the fact that you don't have like him having to directly replace Kierby. Instead, he is, you know, like slotting into well, I mean, I'm curious to see where his positions end up coming from, honestly, and how they're planning to use it.
That's the thing, right? Because while, North fit Jumpy in very well, I mean, he's someone who knows the integral workings of North. He knows the system, he knows the default, he knows the setups, he knows the util, and that's what he was really doing when we saw him on this team, just throwing a bunch of grenades a lot of the time and staying alive mostly on that CT side. So, yeah, I mean, Christo is not going to have that knowledge, at least not to the same level, but on the contrary, what does play in his hand is he's definitely going to be a better individual player than Jumpy, right? This guy actually plays at you know, a decent level in Denmark. Jumpy hadn't played a professional match for 3 years prior to his tenure here in the Road to Rio, so it's going to be nice to see Christo inside of this team. We saw him entering B last round, so where will he go this time? North, grouped up at the A site, Christo holding on to the flank. And that's nice, right? Like, put that player on your own. That's what Astralis were doing with Yugi at times. They would put him on Ivy or T-side train, let him work it while the rest grouped B. And, you know, if he can do something on his own and not have to worry about the game plan or his team necessarily, then that just gives him a lot more freedom. So execute here on A for North, but they are a man down so far.
Yeah, and that might be enough for them to get out of there. That bomb is actually rotating back away from this A bomb site. They're going to leave Gade here to keep an eye on it and keep the pressure applied, because there is a 3-man rotation here for G2 right now. And so this means this B site hold could fall to Nexa. There's a few more players aggressing up at the top of ramp, and every time they show their head, Kenny is there to bring down the pain. Now this bomb is still wrapping all the way back, but it didn't go towards B. Instead, it's out in middle now with MSL Christo. They get themselves up into construction, and oh dear, Kenny had a vision and he sees all, and it's a flawless round from G2. 3 for Kenny on his AWP. Birthday boy having a great game here.
Yeah, I love A ramp aggression. This is something you're actually going to see MSL do a lot with the AWP on their CT side when he gets it in his hands. It's when things go quiet, when things get slow, and the teaser lining up utility on ramp or just holding, that's a good time for a CT, even without flash, just to play aggressively and try and get a kill in that sandbags headshot position, or where Kenny found his towards the actual ramp side. So good way of forcing kills. Kenny does it twice in that round. He gets 3 at the end, and it puts G2 up by 1. North's money is quite a mess right now. You can see 3 players can buy, 2 cannot, and so that might just be justification enough to fully invest and get everyone on the same page when it comes to the cash. That's exactly what they'll go for. Glills to facilitate utility, even Deagles on Cage and Engage. So North, this could just leave them broken and put G2 not only further in the lead, but on an anti-eco. Unless North have some special game plan behind it. What is the plan? Up towards A, early with 3. Again, setting AZ up into position towards the top. He can get flashed into fights on ramp by North. Smoke going down the short side. AZ's watching below it. He killed Amanek the other round, pushing through this position. So G2 play passive as a result. They don't want to give up these frags. And it's Amanek and Hunter inside of the site with Nexa roaming around in the spawn, coming back to A.
Oh, MSL's lining up this flash, and then they're going to look to go on the back of it. First one went out, no one's blind, and so now this push comes through. It's actually a flash from G2. Nexa trying to get Amanek into the firing line, and in a way, that is where he finds himself. The trades are still going in favor of North. They've been able to mop up Nexa as well, and now the pressure's kind of off. They've still got under a minute left on the clock. They've got themselves some weaponry to work with. There's still aggression here from G2. Hunter just had his attempt at it. He didn't see anyone at ramp, so this has led G2 to believe that this is all a fake. They start to rotate players back to B. And they could be correct in that assumption. The bomb is going back towards this side of the map. Hunter's heard the Molotovs. Agent now sneaking up through ramp, and that is a stellar kill from Hunter. That one decides everything, because you'll see that bomb was about to come back to A on the info that Cajun just got, and it still is in rotation, but now with that kill coming in, oh dear, G2, they fully rotated to B, and that's because Christo's making all this noise. He's dropped utility, he's forced the rotations, bomb plant's gonna come in with a second to spare from North, unless Hunter can deny it, and he's not able to do so. This round could get out of hand for G2.
I love that play from Hunter, but he shoots before he can even see. He shoots before he's through the smoke. He needs to run through that and try and do it, you know, either silently or shoot when you can see your opponents, because he just gives away his position and North take him down. Now, the retake for G2, and they are getting wrapped, they are getting flanked. Christo should have this round under lock and key, and he does. Taking down Kenny, MSL peeks to sight, and that's going to be North saying goodnight to G2. Winning a round that really they shouldn't have, if you look at the economy. We had Deagles in play, we had a Galil on Christo, and it's not going to be a problem for North to shut it down. That late rotate, the back and forth, right? The fact that that bomb even goes towards A is a great call from North, because at one point looking like it was going to hit B, especially after Cajun died on the site. G2 rotated thinking that was a solo lurker. If anything, they were right, but the end result, well, has a different answer, and it's one that goes North's way. 4-4, and the money broken from G2. Anything they can do, North can do better, and G2 just have pistols here. Jax is looking for a kill lower. He's just missed the timing on the bomb. Cajun is bringing that to Forklift. Check it. Oh, Jax, yeah, he's played that position before. This time punished for it. There was actually noise on the ladder made, so that baited Cajun in, and now he's going to hang around, expecting maybe another player, and Kenny is there, not for long. Christo finds him, and North can just group and hit A here in this 5-on-3. Even if G2 had stacked the site, it's still not going to be a problem for North.
They've not even broken a sweat in this anti-eco round. And that's set to continue. This could end up being a flawless one for North. Starting to build up quite the bank account here over on Vertigo. T side off to a bit of a rip-roaring beginning. One of the other things I'll say is that North, they're actually a team I think that do a stellar job on the CT side of play as well, right? Like they have a lot of ideas as to how to approach this A bomb site in particular. So, you know, I do think that for G2, putting up a pretty decent half here is going to bode massively heading into the second half of play, because North are going to have a lot to fall back on. And if you let them start to run away with this, well, then that's where things get scary.
I will say when G2 play this map, though, their T sides are excellent. They are a lot better than their CT sides. They definitely have problems there. So, you know, obviously goes both ways, right? But G2, for them to lose the half wouldn't be them out of the map by any means of the word. And right now they're competitive at least. Money is not great though. Gone for the buy with a glass cannon orb and a fast aggressive round by Hunter, who again tries to fight down ramp. But again, AZ's beating him to this position, and not that it's a problem. AZ's not doing anything, but North don't know this factor. If AZ flashes or even just goes through the smoke, he has a guaranteed kill at bare minimum. So it's worked in the past, he's going to use it again, and there it is, a free kill. He follows up through the top, finding the AWP of Kenny. He had no armor, and that's why the kill comes so quickly. North, they've been putting AZ in this position off of spawn every round, and G2 just haven't worked it out. They might need to. Amanek does get their responsive kill, but it comes at a cost. They're down by 2, and he's tagged up as well. Even walking past the wallbang spot is a bit of a danger, but he will get back into the site as North group and try and take the bomb to B. Oh, G2 have read this. G2 have read this.
This is finally where these very, very aggressive rotations away, like the first sign of it going quiet, actually might be a benefit for G2, because in a lot of these rounds it's held them back. And this time, now with that kill coming in on the Nexa, they're not going to be ready for a hold still inside of this site. Jax, the last man remaining, but he does have the bomb. MSL's offered it up, and so it's Gade in this 1v1. Jax on the other side. Bomb down at his feet, but Gade was last heard making noise at A ramp. That was the last time that G2 had any idea as to his whereabouts. So Jax has read this as a CT/mid flank. He's going to go back, clear all these positions. And this isn't actually as bad as it may seem, because now Jax at least has secured this back line. He knows that this play is likely coming in through ramp. He will have to still maintain a bit of awareness, but now that he's seen the player in the site, he knows the bomb's been retrieved and Gade is going to stick the plant. Jax still just holding. Oh. Gade trying to maneuver his way out of harm's way. Does get up onto the box. Flash goes high and Jax trying to peek in on the back of it. Gade holding the line, but Jax just a little bit quicker on the trigger. Gonna grab that defuse there for G2. A 5th on the board. And finally, we see why they've been rotating so willfully off of this A site. Clearly, they've been burned by these fakes before. They're not looking to repeat it again.
That's the thing, right? North get these 2 kills, and the game plan there for North, you may look at that from the outside and go, oh, well, G2 read it, so it was a bad play from North. It's not a bad play from North, it's just that G2 expected it because North had done it a lot, right? North are trying to make G2 think they're setting up for an A execute. They know G2 don't have any info towards the ramp. They've just both died there. And so, in theory, G2 should be stacked on A, right? That's the theory. But no, North go quiet, G2 gamble B. Worst case scenario there for G2, North commit A, and they save 3 guns on B. It's not even a worry. G2 get weapons out of that round. But best case, North run into B, not expecting the triple stack. And you could tell that was clear, right? There were like waves of defense from G2. First player peeks, he gets a kill, he dies. Second player peeks, gets a kill, dies. After that point, North completely discount the fact that there's a player in the site because they go, we killed 2. There's no way there's 3B. And that's when they lose the bomb. And Jax is able to close the one-on-one off the back of that kill. So big round from Jax and great call from Nexa and the boys. It's put G2 up to 5. North, though, still a strong T side to their name. They've got AZ once again into this position. But this time G2, they've realized they have not won many fights towards the ramp. And so they're just going to completely give it up.
This round, a big thing to note as well is that Cajun B is floating around in middle, and he might look to come in on one of these late lurks in through mid. Hunter going over the top of this smoke and taking a peek down the ramp. I didn't even realize you could get that deep on down, but he's peeking over the top of it, making it look easy. Didn't see anything from his aggression. And so I wonder if this is going to cause G2 to lean back over towards B early on. That's usually been the response when they haven't spotted ramp players, but now with the utility coming out, it's become a little too clear that ramp is still an object of desire. Amanek gonna trade 1 before getting dealt with there. into this 4-on-4, and once again, it's a stalemate for Ramp.
Hunter's regression as well. He's gone towards short. Kenny is drawing them in from the site, and North are looking like they're going to commit here. MSL's up short with the bomb. He's got to beat this MP7 to the punch, but it's already beaten him. He's got an AK as well. Hunter now armed and dangerous, even more so than usual. Kenny finding a kill from the short side. He does get traded, but time is the biggest issue for North. 15 seconds, now 10. Nexa is inside of a smoke in the site, and Jax is still here in CT as well. Good luck getting a partner to North. Player on top of the site covers though, and Cajun gets the kill. Now it's up to Jax. He can't stop the plant. He can only get the retake, and he's been tagged down to 3. Good grenade, but good luck getting back through this choke point.
Yeah, he's still sticking around, but I don't think we even see Jax attempt this. He's gone. He's out of it. He's running away. It's a 6th on the board for North. Cajun B, the ever watchful eye of young gun Christo, saves that round with a kill up on the boxes, turns it from a 2v1 to a from a 2v2 to a 2v1, and even tags Jax when he tries to throw the nade from CT. I love the awareness there from Cajun, right? He sees Jax back there and he's thinking, like, what's the grimiest thing you can do? Nade line up on the planter. What's Cajun ready for? The nade line up on the planter. So 6 now on the board for this North side. And these ramp duels continuing to be a real problem for G2. I do think, partially down to the fact that we've only seen Kenny with this AWP a handful of times. It's probably making some sense that they're not big on peaking ramp right now. But this is something that North are just going to keep on exploiting as long as it's yielding results, right?
Yeah. Not in the traditional way as well, right? Like, North aren't rushing out, running the gun like a lot of teams do towards his position. They're taking it very slow, trying to outmaneuver G2 on those rotations. So lots of fights on the ramp this time. Jax gets tagged to hell and back. Hunter, well, he doesn't come back. He just gets killed through the smoke. And, well, North a man advantage and good damage onto this, essentially an anti-eco, even though players are fully committed to some of their buys. G2 don't have a lot of money. And North don't have a lot of knowledge because they are not aware that G2 are walking through the flank right now. Push down on the A ramp. Now, North still have B with only 1 man on the defense, but that is Nexa. He's a bit of a B-side beast here with a 5-7. Christo leading the charge. A flash is good, and Nexa can't see a thing. Kenny's gone from the flank. Amanek will follow, and 1 by 1, it's just G2 falling apart. Oh dear, that's messy. Jax lets him pass, but he doesn't realize until it's too late. North, 7 rounds at the end of this one, and G2 are still broken, so North can continue to build.
This is certainly not the G2 I was expecting we were going to get, and I think less than that, not the North I was expecting. I figured with Christo being brought into the roster, there might be some, or like a bit of a slow start here from North as he kind of adjusted. But I tell you what, it's all looking good right now. AZ as well is having a great game. They're holding for the mid.
Oh,
that's a nice dig, but is it going to be anything more? No one's checked for MSL, so he's actually turned this back in favor of North and continues. Now the savior that is Gade comes in, takes a bullet, get down, Mr. President, he says to MSL. And there we go. MSL's actually kitted out to hold for his own. 4 in that round and an 8th on the board for North. Reinvestment coming through from G2, but if they don't end it here and now, if they don't put up a round, then they're force buying in round 15.
Yeah, this has turned from, a neck-and-neck game to a game that North are very much in control of and might even 10-5 this half. And that bodes very well for North, who really need anything they can get in this series coming in as the underdogs, right? Like, they may have, of course, G2, the team that loses to coaches and stand-ins on the other side, but G2 have been a hot to trot. They have been putting up fights. They were in the final of RTR as well. Although, they were saying, even Malik was saying in that interview that they weren't playing at the level that they know they can, and G2 have a lot more to achieve. But right here, right now, that's when we need that level. And, well, it's not there. It is for North, however. 8-5 up and another slow crawl towards the A ramp. They've got most of their team here. Christo peeling away from B late. Kenny's here with the AWP, though. That could be a positive change for the side of G2. Not playing too aggressive. We've got that boost up for Hunter, won't last long. Fairly exposed in that position, and the spam is, of course, a bit of a danger as well. So let's see if Kenny can do something as the smoke begins to fade on short. Ooh.
Oh dear, that's not the openers you wanted if you're G2. Amanek, can he fare any better? He does have support if needed from Jax, and between them, they've kept G2 in this round. They've kept it in a 3-on-3.
Are they saving already?
It kind of looked that way, didn't it? Amanek does not look like he's believing in this 3v3 retake. He's actually already looping rounded through mid. Now, he could be looking to come in on a flank, but it feels like this is going to take so long. Like, he's sneaking right now.
They know they can't win the round. I think they just want the kills at this point. There's no kit for this retake anyway, so even if they were going for it, the time would be the biggest issue.
Yeah, they're going to start to barrel on into the site, and now they're hoping that this flank can deliver. But it's only Jax left. The flank gets cut down, doesn't even have impact. There's no time, no kit, no anything here for G2. And it's going to be a North round all day long. It's just, can they deal with Jax? And indeed they can.
Yeah, that's a peculiar one. I would have liked to just see G2 straight up save, right? You said it yourself, they won't have money for the last round of the half if they lose their guns. So, like, you know, 3-on-3 post-pon. I know you look at that and you look at the numbers and you go, guys, we can win this. And yeah, for sure, they'll get the first kill and suddenly that's your round. But, you know, it's either commit or save. You don't get to, especially in Vertigo, in A retakes, you don't get to do half or like feel out the first kill. You're either going for it or you're not going for it. G2, they throw all their eggs in the basket and the basket gets crushed along with the eggs. 9-5 for North, in control of this game and looking for double digits at the end of the first half. Going to be a B play here, fully grouped up. They made a bit of noise on A early on that's kept G2 stacked. Nexa is alone. They're going to check him, and he can't even get a kill. Shots fire, but Crystal's quick, and North are even faster into the B bomb site. This time they've beaten every player of G2 there, and there's nothing G2 can do. They've got to play for retake here in the last round of the half. Just so much utility.
Yeah, and like, you know, even when this fades, you've still got that much more to hold on to, right? There's still a smoke and a molly on Gade. There's a Molotov for MSL. This is so problematic for G2. They are looking for any way back into this round. The flash is going to go in. They try and smoke play. They do manage to deal with MSL, but AZ and Cristo, they're going to mop this round up. North, 10-5 at the end of the first half of play. A commanding lead over on their T side. Can they keep it going moving into the second half? Going to have to join us after a quick break to find out, so don't go anywhere. Well, 10-5 at the end of the first half of play, and right now North leading in a very, very big way. You can see those Betway odds. They've closed right on down, and I think justifiably so. The Danes here really packing the heat in this map.
Yeah, but have they got it on both halves, Harry? That's the question we're all wondering here. North on the CT side, now lets G2 control the pace and the flow of this game. You'll notice North have a lot of utility in this pistol round. 3 HE grenades, I imagine they are going to be throwing those towards the plant spot. More likely to be on A than not, but right now this setup is very inquisitive. G2 barely leaving the spawn in some parts. The bomb is still there. So is Nexa, so we'll see where this one ends up. I want to take some mid control first. G2 have a lot of nice mid utility on this map, so we'll keep our eyes out for that. Jade does spot the boost and will just fall off after that. Cajun also laying down some damage. North have 3 in mid because, as I said, they're playing retake A. They want these grenades for the plant spot from CT. So if G2 do go towards A, and it's looking like that's the plan, North, this is the best case scenario. MSL's going to get the info, he's going to fire a shot, he'll run back to CT, and he'll line up the grenades for the plant. After that, North will play for retake. You know, that's if G2 get the bomb down on the second time around, right? If they don't, if the bomb gets stopped, then North might just flood the site. We'll see, there's loads of ways you can play this, but I really like the idea from North.
Oh, and that's going to help even further. Christo getting one through the smoke, and now these nades, if they find another kill, that's going to help even more. Goodbye, Nexa. And a follow-up. This is all through smoke. G2 haven't even seen a Dane yet. They've just been near them. They've heard the pistols ringing on out, and they've got nothing to show for it. But now with the bomb planted, there's at least that going their way. 2 on 5 here required from Kenny and Amanek. Can they do it? These USPs starting to close the distance. 2 players dinked down, but the kill's not found, and this leaves Amanek at a 1v5.
Oh.
And he's not able to do the damage. Defuse comes on in, and 11th on the board for North. I love that A-side setup with the nade.
That's a great pistol for North. The only danger is if G2 run a fast round, suddenly it's a little more dangerous. I don't mean towards A, obviously. If it goes fast A, you know, North are going to have the same situation. But if they go fast anywhere else, like a quick mid or a quick B, that can really be a problem for North, who don't have armor to withstand the Glocks and the tirade of them. So, yeah, there are ways that round can go badly, but I wouldn't be surprised if North have lineups for nades that land on B from middle or from CT that hit default there as well, right? So that setup works no matter where G2 go. Who knows? But at least on the A site, that's a very safe play. A lot of teams have been doing that, and North will guarantee a pistol after a 10-round half as well. So, very much in control of this game. Cajun has just missed the timing. Jax has gone in on the boost, but he's not wide yet. He will go for it. Cajun gives him a tap and falls on back. Lets AZ clean up the rest of these Ts, and Kenny will join Jax pretty quickly after that one. It should be an anti-eco with no funny business for North. Taking things nice and safe. AZ's looked excellent in this game as well, right? Like, you look at him on the T side, running up top, on short side, getting so many kills with flashes from North. CT, yeah, he's holding his own. 3 kills in that round, and 21-9 right now. Something along the sorts. Yeah, AZ really showing up in this series.
Well, yeah, you know, I think that makes a lot of sense as well, right? When you think about, like, the dynamic of this North squad, I think that Kirby and AZ are, like, 2 of the people we look towards to do a lot of the damage. And it always felt like, you know, Kirby was like, one of the guys that we wanted to be the stars of this team. And that was, like, 100% true, especially when he first joined the squad, you know, coming off the back of an MVP with Astralis, looking so good. And then he kind of disappeared. But now, like, now that he's not in the squad, it feels like a lot of the pressure is on AZ to step up. And the fact that he's being used and put in all these high-impact spots is doing great things for him in this game. Now, he gets removed early on in this round, but he was able to take a man to the grave with him. MSL and Cajun B still alive at this A-bomb site, and they're looking to go for a fight. Kenny actually swings out the ramp. Wasn't able to find the kill the first time around, but certainly does the second. And this is now the A site under lock and key. Gabe, nowhere near this retake. He's actually all the way over at B. It's nice and quiet where he is, so I kind of like that. He's going to look to get away with this weapon into the follow-up round. Probably wants anything but this specific gun. MP9 is incredible. I don't think anyone's arguing against it. But you would rather have an AK or an M4 here if your name is Gade.
Yeah, but no hunting. I mean, he's got like thousands of dollars of utility, so They definitely don't want to risk losing everything just for the potential of upgrading to a gun that likely won't even go their way anyway. G2 not only saving on the site, but doing it all together. And so they won't lose any players here. The bomb will explode. This is pretty much a default save spot on Vertigo, at least on that A site. You don't want to go below, because then you're just closer to the bomb, but vertically underneath it. So, as opposed to horizontally underneath, which doesn't make sense. 6-12 though. G2, they found a crucial round, a rifle round on this T side to potentially start a comeback here on Vertigo. We know G2 have a very explosive T half on this map, and I wanted to see what it was made of. But North, well, they're going to let it happen easily. They're going to give away a round here. Not deciding to force buy around the one save gun. Good decision from North. They will have loss bonus building. G2 going to give them a little more loss bonus on this A site. It's stacked full of nades. Those pushing the smoke. But Hunter will not let him get away with that. He's already looking at it, and yeah, an immediate kill coming through as a smoke against the Fade. Gade, same story, he's dead. 2 out of 4 on this A site. There's another one there. Jax will clean it up. Him and Kenny combine. And it's going to be Cajun dropped on the flank. Nice easy round for G2, as we all expected. That will be their 7th. North, though, coming in with guns, and MSL will be able to get the AWP if he wants, but opts for utility instead. Makes sense. No AWPs in this game so far, at least in the second half, and I don't really see that changing. Unless North need it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the advantages they have. You know, they've got this wiggle room to play with. They can kind of feel it out and see if that AWP is a requirement. And they don't need it here and now. So AZ trying to duel at the ramp. These nades have found a lot of damage early on, but AZ just gets overwhelmed, swept under the rug, and suddenly it's only MSL left at this A side of the map. Now, rotations have come through. Pretty much everyone for North is going to find their way here. But G2, they pumped the brakes. You know, they know that at this point, 5 on 3, the ball's in their court, and they don't have to commit to A if they don't want to. So they're going to feel it out. They throw these close smokes to give them a veil. Pushing over the top is going to be MSL. Can he find anything from this position? That kill there, that's the bomb, but he gets tagged very, very low on the cross back. If Gade is able to get this kill onto Jax, then it's actually MSL to do it. Now it's a 3 on 3. Now North are interested. Maybe they weren't before. And suddenly G2 are kind of regretting every decision they've ever made. They're going back into A. They've got to retrieve this bomb. And thankfully, Kenny will be there to provide the man advantage for the French squad.
Yeah, he passed on the other side of the box as well, so that molly isn't going to touch him, but the smoke's faded. Cajun's pushed through, trying to fight. He's found Kenny running back. He doesn't know, though. Amanek is still in the same position in the corner. Kenny died, so Amanek could live in this spot, and it's one that North might not expect, but they check it hard. Gade with a kill. Hunter holding the bomb, but he's already missed some shots. He's hit Cajun down low. No tap yet. North are going to smoke it. They will get on it, but he didn't hear because of the flashback. Second time around, sticking the defuse. Hunter's off it. He's found one. North have taken off the bomb. Hunter just needs one shot, and he will receive it instead of give it. Cajun has enough time for the defuse, and he has a round for North. He gets off the bomb in the one-on-one, and to great success. That's a huge clutch from North. And that's a 3 on 5 initially. G2 powered their way into that site to start off. So the fact that North even picked that up at the post plant is incredible.
Yeah, it really is, man. Like, Vertigo is looking to be such a good map for this North squad. Such a joy to watch them play on it. And a tactical pause called on in from North, despite being the team to pick that up. Maybe not happy with the circumstances that went down, or maybe just wanting to address something that they're maybe viewing as a problem. Maybe we see an end to this ramp aggression from North.
Yeah, because remember, you know, they win that round off great individuals, but it's also the great individuals of G2 that lose North the opening 2 picks of that, right? Fast ramp play. That's why G2 are so good at this map, and that's why it's important that North, you know, not only win a great first half, but also the pistol, and now the first rifle round. So it's saved them from this, you know, still potential streak of G2. They could have it left in them, but they've got to warm up here and now. They've got to get the next round, or things will be very problematic. Oh dear. Oh,
this
no.
is how they were trying to deal with it. A little boost assembled. It's AZ looking down over here towards ramp. Oh, no one's keeping an eye on this for G2. AZ spamming back, which is always a risky game to play. They weren't able to find him through the wall bang, and now North sit in a 5-on-4. They were able to find this last round in a 3-on-5, so this one should be easy, right?
Famous last words. Yeah, we have a good bit of utility left for G2 to do damage, right? HGs and Molotovs throwing into North, keeping them out of certain positions. One smoke on Hunter, and that's needed for the short side. You might want to just right-click that here on the corner to get a plant down for G2. Covers there, next crosses, but grenades are going to follow. There's 2 of them as well. Oh, they read it! North don't just throw the default nades, they hear the plant on the left and they throw it to the left, but Nexus still stands with 20 points of health. He's avoided a mass of artillery, and now North are coming in with a retake.
Yeah, time is going to start to become a bit of a problem for North there. They've got to go, and they've got to go now. That flash is going to signal the approach, and here they come, teaming into the site. Hunter not able to hold the line, and left in a 2-on-3. Jack's holding from ramp, does find one, but they're on the bomb. And Gade has his teammates
kit.
back. They didn't have a kit on Christo. Gade did. It's going to be close, but I think he's got it. 14 on the board for North. As Christo and Gade navigate the 2v2 well, and they deal with that round. It's down to the wire, but it still comes up in favor of the Danes, showing absolutely no signs of slowing down here. 2 away from taking their map pick in this series.
Yeah, this has been an excellent game from North, right? Allowing 2 T-side rounds for G2, and that is it so far. I don't know if that's even going to change, right? The money isn't great for G2. They're going to be able to fall by, but, you know, Jax is even on 36 here, so that's where we're at right now. Hunter might have to drop over a gun. Instead, he's going to buy the AWP, and I'm not against that. Kenny's not really had it on the T side, so we finally get that in play for a bit. 7-14, though. G2 aren't exactly in control of this one. Do they have anything left? Anything at all?
I mean, let's see. They got to show it now, or they don't show it at all. And it's a fast A play here from G2. Into the site they go. Nexus opened up, but as quick as the kills have come through for G2, the trades have also been there. However, this time around, Hunter and Kenny are able to keep this in the advantage of the Frenchman, and Hunter's even trying to extend that advantage further. He's pushed up close into CT North. Is this a bridge too far? Is this a retake that they're not even thinking about attempting?
They have such a lead, they have such round buffer that they may as well consider it, right? If you get next kill, suddenly it's on. If you lose, no, then the other player saves. But actually, they see an orb, they feel like it's too good to be true, and they will just run away with it. And that's not a bad call by any means for North. But what is how Hunter is flanking, and he can really put some hurt their way. Nice shot from AZ, will get away with this AWP. It seems no one's close enough to kill. It's going to be an 8th round for G2, finding their 3rd of the half. Still against insurmountable odds, and that won't change.
No, they've really been struggling as well, and you know they're going to need to string together 6 in a row here on their T side. They need to get more in a row, and they've managed to do it all in this matchup thus far. So yeah, you're asking G2 to play the best they've played so far here on Vertigo in these next few rounds. Let's see if they can answer the call. There's no money for North in this round. It's only this AWP on AZ, and he's already stripped one from the ranks of G2 with it. Now looking to take himself another with this AWP. And if he waits, if he's patient, maybe Kenny will offer something up. Kenny trying to swing round, and AZ saw the barrel, missed shot, goes back in, and it's AZ to best Kenny S. Reposted back up on the wrap. G2, this is the only weapon that North have in this round, and so far it has found absolutely devastating results. They're going to back away, they're going to concede some ramp control. They're still hanging around. That makes me think this is probably still a commitment towards A, but as they're about to find out, this AWP has not rotated away, and MSL's even tagged up Jax with just the USP. AZ's going to get boosted. They're really doing everything they can to set him up. I love it. I love watching AZ put in these power positions because this man, if he's got one thing, it is the power. And this Orb looking to put up another. It's AZ with a third. The trade does come in from Jax at the site, but he's very, very low. And Amanek in this smoke as well here to help him. There's a chance for G2. Jax has lit the way, and he's continued to light it up in the server. Amanek's turned now, and they line up for him. So G2, they regain control of that round. They tame the beast that is AZ, and they narrowly put another one up on the board. But I'm absolutely loving what we're seeing out of this guy right now. AZ, it feels good to see him getting set up again. Looking to be the star of this squad.
You can't ask for anything more. 3 kills, but I mean, we'll say G2 do such a great job of dealing with that threat. The key is they don't rush the plant. They fake it out. If they rush the plant there, they're going to get overwhelmed while Amanek is planting. Instead, it's cover provided, or Jax, I think it was planting. It's cover provided, and he fakes the bomb. He gets off. The first player from North pushes. He kills him, taps the bomb again. Just great fake work. Right now, it's an eco from North. They're looking to throw a bit of chaos the way of G2. It's actually found only 1 kill. Trades are actually easy for G2 against the Armor's pistols. Surprise, surprise. 10 rounds up for the Frenchman now. This comeback is at least under consideration. 14-10 for North. Another buy round available. Think about how close a round got where they had 4 USPs and an AWP, or now the AWP is surrounded with rifles. So you would be leaning the way of North, but let's see. Right now, MSL's back in the hands of the AWP, not AZ, although that makes more sense. That being said, AZ's got nearly 30 kills. I think at this point, if AZ wants the AWP, you give him the AWP, but he's fine to give it back to his in-game leader, and North settle back on the A side with 3.
North at this point, they're going to be asking themselves, do G2 just go A again? And, well, here's G2 setting up outside of A again by the looks of things right now. So the answer to that, it might surprise you. It might be yes. As they're stacked up outside, MSL with his AWP pointed, facing at the ramp, and he's looking to strip this man advantage away. The AWP has been very, very good at this on either side of the coin.
Oh dear.
MSL not able to land that shot. Will do the second time around. The trade is damn near immediate, but just as you've said, that AZ, 2 kills, quick as you like, over the top of the site, over the top of the smokes. Amanek left in the clutch to deny map point to North, and he has removed the first man. Cajun B and Gade left in this one, 2-on-2. They've got this crossfire set up. Amanek taps the bomb, creeps forward, and he taps down a man, but oh no, Amanek!
So sad.
Deary me, so close, and yet at the same time, so monumentally far.
Yeah, that's a nice play from Gade there. The reason Amanek runs that way is because obviously he doesn't know where Gade is, but Gade should be playing off of the trade of Cajun, right? Cajun dies on the boost and Gade doesn't do anything. He just lets him get away with it because Gade's playing for the win, and that's a great play. Amanek tries to read it. Instead, it's Gade 1 step ahead, and that will put North on 15. So just 1 step away. And another tactical pause coming through for North, leaving just a solo one remaining. G2 at least have the money from the couple, or 3 rounds rather, that they won in a row. But I mean, right now you're not thinking about the cash, you're simply thinking about the fact you're 5 rounds behind on North's map pick. We do have Inferno after this though, gents and ladies. And remember, that is not a great map for North, at least not right now. But with a new guy on the block with a stand-in, taking the slot for Kiebi, things are going well. North just love playing without their full roster. What can you say?
G2, it's back to this A site. Not one that's been treating them too kindly.
I feel like there's so much more in the playbook from G2 from what we've seen in the Road to Rio and Pro League, and we're just not seeing any of it. We're just seeing G2 go A, and that's all they've done this entire half, and unsurprisingly, North, they're ready for it.
Yeah, AZ, 32 kills, 130 ADR. I don't know what he's been eating, I don't know what he's been drinking. Maybe some Monster Energy. AZ continuing from CT. Lays down a double, has set up North for this round. A 3v2 now as they're posted up. On for the retake. A man up. G2 having to try and use this bomb to their advantage. Jack's going to stay around inside of the site. Amanek back at pit. Jax and Amanek were the two that were able to bail G2 out last time around, but this time it's all onto Amanek. He does light up the first man. Jade has a kit, so he's going to look to get on this bomb. Drops the smoke onto it as well. Amanek peeking up and over, and he almost catches them, but not quite. The defuse is going to come on in, and North, they'll take their map pick 16-10 over G2. An absolutely unreal performance in the server, especially from Mr. AZ. I mean, what a game he just had. I'm kind of speechless. If we can get that AZ all the time, I'm going to be a very, very happy man as the MSL on the boys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what an opening game for North, right? Like, obviously only a map in the series. G2 still have theirs to move forward to, but North a map up right now, and with AZ dropping 30 bombs, that's certainly got to feel good for North. We'll see if they can keep it up, if they can continue, or if G2 will be back with Inferno in just a moment. We do have our desk as well after this break.